Hey y'all. Wow, it's been a really long time, huh? Hi, this is Dream Another Day Tarot, and it's finally time to do a reading. If you have been subscribed for some time, you may have seen the mini reiterations, and yeah, I don't know, sometimes you just gotta do your thing, do your own thing, and that's certainly been the case for myself. But there's a reading that wants to come through today, so we're gonna do it, and hope y'all enjoy. Hope you've been well. It's been a wild ride. So we're pulling from the Universe Has Your Back oracles to start, and I want y'all to just take a moment to reframe. I think that is significant. I think that could be helpful for some of y'all. Reframe, get on the right footing, and think positive. So in every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. So some of y'all may be going through a little bit of a something, and in that case, I really do feel like there's this energy coming forward of love that's wanting to surround you and just give you a little bit of comfort and grace in a period of challenge. I am the loving energy of the universe. So this is a reminder. You are that loving energy, and it's always with you because it is you. So don't feel alone. Do your thing. I recognize that I've chosen fear, and I choose again. I choose love. So if you feel like you've chosen fear recently, or something, you know, really got to you in a bad way, and you're not feeling very confident about your moves right now, or the moves you're making, or you're feeling a little bit hesitant, or you know, judging of yourself, just recognize, you know, sometimes fear is loud and can take the driver's seat, but that's not who you are, and you are not your thoughts, and you know, you can choose again. So keep choosing love. And I know it's easier said than done, but sometimes you just gotta, you know, I don't even want to say power through, because sometimes powering through isn't the way through it. Sometimes you have to lean into it and feel it a little bit. So yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna post this, y'all. Just it's been a ride. So all I can say is that things are looking up. You know, we're building, we're growing, everything's getting better and better every day. So yeah, I think this is pretty I think the universe is funny for this one. But anyway, so I have two cards coming out here together. It's the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Two of Wands. So the Queen of Cups, I feel like your cup is empty right now. And it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, you don't have any more to give, because I think that there's a lot of depth to the collective that I connect with. I think there's a lot of this just kind of endless love within you that continues to pour forward, even when you are in your, you know, your lows, you're in your dark places. There's still love within you, but I think you've hit a limit of some kind. I just feel like you've hit some type of limit, and you're tired. You're tired of fighting with the Two of Wands. In this deck, it shows two rams, and you know, there's villages burning in the back, and it's like everything's breaking down, and there's this head-to-head, you know, kind of energy. And I just feel like it's not, you're just like, this isn't for me, or this isn't good for me at the very least, and you know, this isn't the type of thing that I like to engage in, and it's just not me, you know. Page of Pentacles. So it could be something new that you're building, and maybe you feel like it's already up in flames. You're like, you know, how did that happen? We're just getting started, you know. So I think that that's a pretty important aspect of this for some of you out there. But this could also be somebody coming forward with, you know, a message of, you know, someone who's at a distance, maybe an emotional distance. I don't know, that's just what I'm getting. But it could be that maybe they're wanting to come forward with something like a peace offering or something like that. But then we have the Six of Swords, because they can feel you moving on, and maybe the best thing is for you to move on. We'll see. But I mean, I honestly think that there's this level of like looking for calmer waters and a more peaceful resolution, and you know, maybe this is an opportunity for a peaceful resolution. Look, another Page of Wands. But I love you, right? Or like, but I have passion for you. I want you, you know, like there's this kind of lustful energy with this too. There's a little bit of an immaturity. I'm not going to censor myself here because that's what's coming through, but there's a little bit of an immaturity with these pages of like, but if I just give you this, isn't that enough? You know? And then we have the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You know, you're like, maybe to start. You're like, I don't know, maybe. There's definitely like a maybe energy here. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So this is very much giving me like this Queen of Cups in reverse, where you're like, I just am not in a place where I have the fortitude to, you know, have patience. And, you know, you're like, you know, you're kind of like, I don't know if this is enough, you know, because you're like, you know, maybe you're just not in this place of overflow. You're not in this place of being able to just give and give and give. Like you have to hold back a little bit. You just have to focus on yourself. Like maybe you're like, hey, you know what? There's some pieces missing. Wow. And then out comes the Ace. So now I just have to ask you this. You have to ask yourself this too. Which would you rather have? And maybe I sound like a little bit of an asshole here, but which would you rather have? Do you think that this page bringing you this little pentacle of, you know, peace offering, do you think that that is an ace? I mean, you can tell the difference, right? I feel like this Ace of Pentacles is coming towards you now. And this ace could be anything, you know. I feel like it could be, you know, a much bigger offer, something that puts you from the Nine of Pentacles in reverse to the Ten of Pentacles, you know. It's like you're in this place where you're like, I actually need more, or like I you know, you're like, I feel like this is draining me. It's taking away from my mastery. It's taking away from my sense of, you know, fulfillment. And like, you know, there's this part of you that I feel like you know what you're worth, and something about this situation has really like brought you down. You know what I mean? I'm wanting to pull this card, but then I feel like this intensity of like, no, like don't pull this card, like switch decks. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to switch to the Star Spinner Tarot. But there's something about this situation that is making you either question your self-worth or make you reevaluate your self-worth in a way that's actually going to benefit you, because you're like, oh, actually, like I have a lot of self-worth, and I don't really think that this, you know, this, I'm not trying to be rude here, I don't think this measly pentacle is really like, you know, I just saw the Six of Swords in reverse. Somebody does not want you to walk away. They really want you to take their offer. They like want you to see the value in what they're offering you. But I just think that y'all are in different places. And this could be, again, this could be another person. I'm really getting that this is like, you know, a romantic situation. But ultimately, I think that you know what you want. You know what you know, what you're worth. And, you know, it doesn't mean that this, you know, this Page of Pentacles, this Page of Wands is worthless. That's not what it means. It just means that, you know, you just may not be in a place to receive it because you're kind of like, you know, the Fool. You could want a new beginning. This person could be a new beginning for you. Or this person could feel a little bit, I'm just getting this immature energy, and like, everybody's on their own journey. It's not that everyone's immature at some point, right? Until they grow and learn. And it could be more so that you're sensing that this person may need a new beginning of their own, or maybe they're in this new beginning energy and you're just kind of like, you know, you're like, that's just not where I'm at right now. I'm building, you know what I mean? I don't want to start over. I don't want to do this thing. Look, a Page of Swords. They're still learning. Okay. The thing is I don't think you're in a place to be a teacher. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just getting this sense of like exhaustion, and, you know, you're like, you know, like I'm not in a place to do that because, you know, maybe if I was more stable, or maybe if I had, you know, all my ducks in a row, like there's something about this like missing piece. And it's like this Ace of Pentacles. I feel like that's your missing piece. And we're going to figure out more, but, oh, Six of Wands in reverse. You're feeling like this is something about this is just not successful. You're not feeling very successful in this situation. You're not feeling very acknowledged or like appreciated either. You've got this Knight of Swords. This is, again, I feel like this person's energy, because they're coming out as a knight and a page, and I'm just getting like that it could be an air sign also. But like this Knight of Swords is like feeling very aggressive and very like intense. And, you know, yeah, we've got the Six of Pentacles. It's like, you know, you're almost contemplating like giving to this, you know, or you're kind of like, you know, there's like this sense of innocence and nostalgia within you of like wanting to give and wanting to be generous, but you're also recognizing like you have your limits. Look at that. The Ten of Wands. This is feeling like a burden, you know? You're like, I'm watering this, I'm giving to this, and like it just feels like a burden, you know? Or it just feels heavy. It feels like you're at the end of your rope, you know? And it could just be an incompatibility in like life paths and journeys where you're just in a different place than this person. But like, let's kind of focus. Let's reframe, right? Ooh, I would like my light, please. Let's reframe. So I think part of this reframing is looking at like, what am I learning from this? How about that? What are we learning from this, collective? What are we learning from this? Well, now Spirit wants me to pull that card, so we're gonna pull it. Nine of Cups in reverse. This is not making you happy, sweetheart. This Nine of Cups in reverse is like, this doesn't make me happy. I don't feel fulfilled. We have the Lovers in reverse. It's like this situation, I feel like, has devolved into a very painful, heavy thing, you know? It's like now you're on your own, holding all this heavy energy on your own, and this person's still just playing games, you know? Or like they're playing, and whether or not they're playing games with you, or they're just playing games in general, or they're just playing, you know? Like, I just don't think that they take this very seriously. I don't think they acknowledge the weight that they've put on your shoulders, or the pain that they've caused you, or the way that they've mishandled you, or the way they brought your energy down. It's like, I don't think that they really acknowledge it, because I don't think they have the capacity. And like, again, this is like not to belittle or be rude or anything, but it's just like, it just doesn't feel right. Seven of Swords, very selfish energy. Okay, very sneaky. Like, I think that this person maybe just wanted something out of the situation. And then you have the World. This is the end of a cycle. Ace of Swords in reverse. I feel like this person was not very honest with you. I feel like this person, you know, if anything, they saw you as like a way out, is what I'm hearing. And I don't know if this is like a way out of their, like a shortcut, or like a way out of their responsibility, you know, to grow and get to a better place within their own life. It's like they saw you as like, I don't know, that just, they kind of just selfishly took from you in a way. And I just don't think this person really truly acknowledges like the way that they mishandled you. And even if they do, I think they're trying to sneak away from their responsibility around that. King of Swords. Yeah. So the thing about this person is that they have the potential to be a very truthful, kind, you know, strong leader. Like I feel like this is really, if this person really worked on, when this person does learn the lessons they're meant to learn, look, and then you also have the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. It's like this Queen of Wands, King of Swords energy is like, I feel like I'm just hearing like power couple energy, or like, I just feel like that this person has so much potential, and maybe they did see you as an opportunity to grow and learn, you know, and they see your strength and they see your magnetism, and it made them want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, like, I like that. I want that. But the problem with that is, I feel like this person maybe bit off more than they could chew. Wow. Eight of Swords, Three of Swords. I feel like this person feels stuck. They feel like they hurt you, like they broke your heart, and now they don't see a way forward. They don't know how to make it right. They may try, but it may be too late. It just depends on your situation. They don't want to fight anymore. I just saw the Five of Wands in reverse. They don't want to fight with you. You know, they just want everything to be okay, but like they want it fast, and they want it to be like easy, you know, and I feel like they're trying to do some like bypassing, you know, or they're like, oh, well, maybe if I just leave it alone long enough, it'll resolve itself. Ooh, there's the Queen of Swords. They know that you mean business. I think they know that you're serious. They know that you are not going to tolerate their bullshit. They know they have to come correct if they actually do want to come towards you at all. So this may actually make them not come towards you because, and I'm not saying to change your approach, okay? I'm saying that this person may realize that like they don't have a leg to stand on, and you know, you may just cut them down anyway. So Knight of Swords in reverse. So now they're backing off, where they're like, I don't even think that this person's going to forgive me. So the only way that I can get out of this situation is to just ignore it, to flip the script and turn it around, and you know, now I'm the victim, you know, and they're the bad guy, and you know, whatever makes them feel better. You know what I mean? Look at that, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Try to make it seem like you don't got it all, you know. The Lovers, I mean, I got options anyway, so you know, why would I waste my time on this person when, you know, they don't really got it like that anyway, you know. It's all a facade, and like, I'm serious. Like, I think this person's really trying to bring down your worth in their own mind. Even if it's not true, it makes them feel better, you know. So I feel like they're trying to bring down your worth. But look, Queen of Wands coming out again, Four of Cups in reverse. They are realizing that they are missing an opportunity with you. This Four of Cups in reverse is like they feel like they rested on their laurels, or they squandered their opportunity with you, and the reality is they know exactly who you are and what you are, you know, and they're trying all of these acrobatics in their mind to justify their behavior, or to, you know, kind of like be like, well, it couldn't be that I fumbled this person. It has to be them, you know, or like, you know, maybe I did fumble them, but it's because, you know, like just excuses, you know what I mean? Five of Cups, yeah. I feel like they're feeling really depressed about this, and they're looking at their own behavior, and they're looking at what they lost, and they're realizing that they lost you. They're losing you because they, wow, Six of Wheels in reverse, because they were selfish. Now they're just feeling sorry for themselves. Seven of Swords again. And I just, again, I'm just feeling this like, this kind of like sneaking away energy, where it's like, oh, okay, if I just leave the situation as it is, if I devalue this person in my own mind, and I find a way to, you know, abandon responsibility for the way that I made this person feel, or the way my actions affected this person, then, you know, maybe I'll make out as being the one who, you know, got away, or like I didn't do anything wrong, you know, the Fool in reverse. But I feel like that's going to hinder their growth. I feel like that's going to hinder this new beginning for both of you. And then you have the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. But I feel like this situation is moving forward regardless. Like, it's, you know, I feel like the universe is so much more powerful than our individual decision making. I saw 1818 on the timer. So I feel like the universe is so much more powerful than us as individuals. We individually can make our own decisions, but ultimately, like, you know, I feel like the higher power has the final say. So either way, I feel like this situation is moving forward. And then we have strength. I feel like you're having to exhibit a lot of strength right now, to try and think about this situation positively, to think about this person positively, and really just want good things for them, and want good things for yourself, and recognize like, hey, you know what? Sometimes we rub up against each other's wounds, and we can find a way to move forward and not shirk responsibility for our own spiritual growth, or for our own decision making and the way that we impact each other. And we can learn something from this. And like, I really think that things are going to move forward really quickly after this. And whether that means together or separate, I'm kind of getting this sense like this person is just going to have to face the reality, you know, that their decision making was not the best. And that, you know, sometimes we have to take responsibility for our own actions, and recognize that we, you know, that we can hurt other people, even unintentionally, by not recognizing, you know, people's value, and also recognizing when people are at their limits, and giving people, you know, grace and space. And so, Three of Swords, I really feel like this situation really hurt you, And I think like this heartbreak is really going to, wow, blossom into something beautiful. You have the 10 of Cups coming out. So even if right now you may not necessarily feel like this is a good thing, right? Because you're like, yeah, like this person, you know, I feel like really mishandled me, or like I feel underappreciated. I feel like this person's trying to devalue me. You know, this person may even like be talking about me behind my back and like trying to make me into the villains to make themselves feel better, whatever the case may be. Just so you're aware, at the end of the day, the universe has the final say. So like, I would not even concern yourself with that person's process, especially if it involves any of the things I mentioned, like, you know, talking poorly of you, thinking poorly of you, you know, trying to shirk responsibility, whatever the case may be. I honestly think at the end of the day, that is not really what carries weight in this situation. What really carries weight is the reality of what actually occurred, the way that you frame it for yourself, and the way that you handle it moving forward. And I think that what you take from this situation is going to be the most valuable thing. And I think remaining open to receiving more beautiful things in your future coming towards you, and recognizing like, hey, you know what, this situation did not unfold in a great way, or maybe there's some things that happened that, you know, really were too much for either person to handle, maybe. And you know what, we're all still learning. Maybe if we reframe this in a good way and we like try and hold each other in that space, then like we can actually grow and learn from this and become better people. And so I think that ultimately, if that is your mindset, I really think that this is gonna unfold in an interesting way, where there may be things that occur that you know, maybe didn't anticipate, you know what I mean? Like healing. There could be some, you know, there could be some future occurrences that take place because of this, or you may recognize something in this situation in the future where you're like, oh, that's why that happened. It was for me. Like I actually got something out of this. I learned something from it, and it made me realize that, you know, when I allow certain things to occur, you know, or I, you know, maybe I trust people or situations that, you know, I shouldn't have, or aren't really great for me, or I wasn't able to temper my emotions or something at X, Y, and Z, it's gonna be different for each person. But I think you're gonna realize like, oh, you know, like I need to be the master of my own life, or I need to be the master of my own emotions. And like this person ultimately has no control over me, and they had no control over how I feel. I get to make that decision. And I think that that's really gonna make a difference for you, you know, in the long run. So whatever this situation is, y'all, think of it as a blessing, and, you know, try and bless this person with love, and, you know, really just take care of yourself and put yourself first, because there's something within you that is needing to become more balanced, and there's something within you that is hurting and in pain. But I really think that you're going to be moving forward from this like a lot faster than you think. So you may be in the throes of it now, but I think as time moves on, you're going to feel better and better about it, and you're going to learn more about it, you're going to understand more about it, and you're going to be less upset about it, because you're going to realize like, oh, like, no, that was totally meant to be. And, you know, like maybe we could have done things better, or maybe things could have unfolded in a kinder way, or whatever. I mean, it's really up to you how you see it. But I really think that you're going to feel much better very soon. Okay, that's what I'll say. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards from the anchored deck, and we can close out this reading. But yeah, feels kind of good to be back. A little weird, you know. I've just taken a big hiatus. I mean, I haven't posted anything in like a year in my personal accounts or otherwise, and I've just been working my ass off, and you know, just trying to take care of myself and do all that. Glimmer. So we have the Glimmer card coming out, and you know, I'm trying to remember the exact concept about glimmers, because the idea is that little things in life, just the little things that we find beautiful, or that remind us of something that you know, holds meaning to us, we, you know, call those glimmers. So I think look for the glimmers in life. You also have contraction at the bottom of the deck. So I think that, you know, maybe it's just time to kind of like pull your energy back, focus on yourself, and recognize that, like, you know, there's a lot in life that that requires our attention, and sometimes it's okay to pull your energy back and just focus on yourself. You may be going through a period of contraction, and, you know, expansion comes after. So, you know, if you're feeling a little bit like, you know, you're having to, like, a forced slowdown, you know, I think it's all going to work out in your benefit. So now we have the Power card coming out. I really feel like this is your next chapter. I think you're going to feel much more powerful very soon. I think you're going to feel more in touch with your own personal ability to, there's like these little tigers here. It reminds me of the Strength card. We also have a full moon in Leo happening, so maybe that has something to do with it. We also have the Dream card coming out, and Gratitude. So again, this idea of, you know, let's reframe, right? Let's reframe this into something that we can be grateful for, because, you know, obviously if this is like a love situation, there was love here at some point, you know what I mean? And, you know, when you experience love, sometimes it brings up other things that are attached to that. It makes you vulnerable. You know, and maybe you expect a certain, like type of treatment when it comes to, you know, love, and, you know, it's okay to be disappointed, if things don't go that direction, but try and look at things with a lens of gratitude, and recognizing that there's something about this situation that, is going to help you learn and grow something. You know, you're going to learn something and you're going to grow in some way. And then the Dream card, I feel like, is like, let there be that liminal space where things can transform and change, like in the blink of an eye, or like, you know, where there's just this kind of formless, you know, potential, right? And I feel like dreams can, like, just be a space where things can be explored, and like anything can happen. And I think that, you know, maybe you have this dream or this idea of, like, you know, things that you want for your future, and then there's also this idea of like, well, I actually don't like entirely know like how that's going to, you know, conspire or like, you know, occur in my life. And so you want to keep yourself open to like how that dream manifests itself in your reality. And I think also just recognizing, like, you know, maybe the power of your dreams, the messages through your dreams, and, you know, recognizing that somewhere in this there is like a glimmer of hope that, you know, things maybe work out for the best. Oh, look, and then you have Pleasure. So I think, you know, also like this could have been a very like sexual relationship, or like maybe very sensual relationship, and I feel like exploring pleasure with this person is maybe even just something to be grateful for. And I know that sounds silly, but, you know, sometimes like life can be really heavy, and life can be really difficult, and like if you've been through a lot of challenges in your life, and like a lot of pain and emotional turmoil, and just, you know, sometimes just the simple pleasure of being with another person, or just the simple pleasure of loving another person, or allowing someone to love you, is something to be grateful for, because it's not something that everybody gets to experience, and it's not something that just, you know, you can go out and buy off the shelf. It's something that occurs naturally. And I think that connection that maybe you had with that person could have simply been for that reason. And like maybe there was just too much extrapolating and too much digging and too much pushing. And so now we have let go. And you know, it's so funny. There's a little pill bottle with like these little stars and pills coming out of it. And so it's just like, and the reason why I'm laughing is because yeah, I'm going through a surgery recovery right now, and I'm having to take a little bit of pain medication because it's a painful recovery. And so I think this is also just like a sense of like, let go of the pain, you know, let go of the outcome, let go of the curiosity of wondering why and all this stuff, and just like, just let it go, you know, just let it all go, and don't worry about it, and just be truthful with yourself, and also leave space for pleasure, leave space for you know, things to just unfold the way that they're meant to. And, you know, you never know what the outcome could be. Just hope for the best and pray for yourself, pray for this person, and yeah, just turn it all into love. So anyway, bye.